Our next presenter is Grace Swanson. She is the Vice President of Human Capital at Accumold. Please join me in welcoming Grace.
Good morning, everybody. It's such an honor to be here, and I just want to personally... Oh, is that better? Okay, great. Well, once again, good morning, everyone. And I would just like to personally thank all of you for what you are doing in this space. This will make Iowa an even greater place to live. So thanks to the Greater Des Moines Partnership, and it's really an honor to be here. Now, I was told that I have 4 minutes, and I'm probably now down to 2 minutes with the last group, so I am going to try to talk as quickly as I can. Accumold is in Ankeny. Have any of you ever toured Accumold? All right, great. Great. I really encourage people to get out and see our facility. When people hear injection molding or advanced manufacturing, a lot of people think, oh, this might be like Henry Ford's auto plant. And that is not what Accumold is about. If you know someone with a hearing aid, likely there might be a tiny little micromold part made at Accumold in that. We supply the top 5 hearing aid companies in the world. We do a lot with pacemakers. About 65% of our business is medical. About 70% of everything we make ships out of the country. Many of those items get put into other things that ship back in the country. So we're one of those, American dream kind of companies. 2 tool makers came up with a way to make really, really small parts that make a grain of sand look chubby. We've grown since then. So that's a quick snapshot of our building, which we've built on 3 times and have 2 more extensions planned. Just some statistics about the company. That second insert there is about our markets. So as I said, we do a lot in medical. We do a lot in sensors. Anybody know how many sensors are on typical automobiles today? Like 1,200. I mean, it's really unbelievable. And if you have a Fitbit, that tiny little sensor. So we make sensors for all different types of products. Our customers, many of them are molders themselves, but don't know how to make something as small as we do. And the reason I'm here to talk to you today, or why they asked me, is we have a scholarship program which we have used to reach out to people of disabilities, anyone that we could find that might be interested. So just from a staffing standpoint, we currently have over 300 people at our site in Accumold. 31% are people of color, 69% Caucasian. We have 30% women, 70% men. Okay, so our tagline is smart people working fast, customer focused, and we begin our recruiting efforts with a strong employee referral program. So 35 to 40%, depending on the year, of people we hire have been referred by employees. And when that person is employed, the employee will receive anywhere from $300 to $1,500 as a referral bonus. And that's been really successful for us in growing our people of color. The other thing, as I mentioned, we have a scholarship program with DMAC. Back in 2006, Rob Denson and Roger Hargens and Steve Bowl, Roger and Steve being the owners of Accumold, met at Cafe DM in Ankeny because DMAC was having a hard time getting students for their tool and die program, and Accumold was having a hard time finding machinists that could work in such a small space. And the three of them dreamed up this Accumold scholarship program, and we offer between 5 and 10 scholarships a year. We have worked very hard to get the word out to students and parents. We do a lot of tours. We partnered with you and I on the Teacher STEM Externship Program, which if you've not reached out to the STEM Externship Program, I would really encourage you to do that. It is a great way to help teachers learn how difficult it is to learn, because when they walk into Accumold, they don't know the language, just like their students don't know the language when they walk into algebra, and that's always a great thing to keep refreshing. And then they, for us, are frontline recruiters, because they bring their students back, many of them, for tours of Accumold, and talk to their students about, this is how you apply this math technique at Accumold. So it's almost like placing moles into the school system, and it works for us, and I'd encourage you to do the same thing. As I mentioned, we do a lot of high school tours, and I extend an invitation to all of you, whether you're representing a high school or not. Give me a call, and I am happy to set up a tour for your group. We think it's one way to help connect meaning and learning together, especially for students. I'm not going to go through, and this is just a sampling of the high schools that we've had out. We also do round tables where we actually have our tool makers and our robotics technicians meet with the students and the teachers and the superintendents to help share how they came to Accumold and a career and a really great growing experience. We partnered with Gear Up Iowa and brought 60 middle school folks out to see our company, as well as I have invited grandparents groups to come and tour. I'm looking for the grandchild reach. I am shameless, I will admit it, but this is a very tough work employment environment, and so the more seeds I can plant, you know, it may not be for 10 years, but they're learning about Accumold, they're learning that manufacturing can really be a great career. Let's see, I've got one more slide here real quick. Also we do educational book booths at different sites and things. We have partnered with Waukee. They bring students in every semester. We have a robotics technician that trains those students so they get to be in the work environment. If any of you have not seen the Waukee program or the Ankeny Orbis program, I would definitely encourage you to do that. We've had IJAG students, students at risk, summit students. Once again, we're trying to get people to think forward on what their life could be. We also, our president is the founder of Operation Middle Ground for veterans, and we reach out to them offering scholarships. We support DMAC's activities, and of course we do all the traditional kinds of recruiting things. All right, well, thank you very much. My time's up. It was a pleasure.